Here in London, the Barbican had an exhibit that was sold out, a week-long exhibit, but it was cancelled. And it was cancelled due to the sheer volume of protests that it inspired. Now, you're asking, a week-long exhibit can be sold out and be cancelled? Well, yeah, when the exhibit is a human zoo of African people in chains and behind bars, you can see how a lot of people could be offended and want to protest against it. The exhibit showed men and women from various eras in Britain's colonial past being paraded in front of spectators, sometimes without clothes, or behind bars, or with their mouth gagged, or in costumes depicting that they are slaves. And you can walk past this, and it truly is like a human zoo. I mean, literally like the lion in the cage, and you walk past and you ooh and you ah, and you look at it and say, oh, okay, wow, this is a black African from 1750. Wow, look at how her body is. It's very reminiscent. It was very reminiscent of an auction block, or at least that's what a lot of people think. I kind of think that myself. So I side with the protesters on this one, although reluctantly. And I think a lot of the reason why it brought so much vitriol was due to the artist himself. So the artist that put on the exhibit, his name is Brett Bailey, and he is a white South African who lived in South Africa during the era of apartheid. And he's widely acclaimed in South Africa for a lot of his work that he puts on. However, on this one, it didn't go down so well. I think that if it was a different artist, if the artist was of African descent, it would have taken on a different connotation. But coming from a white South African who lived in South Africa during apartheid, I think it just didn't sit very well. You know, if a prominent black artist were to put on the same exhibit and then educate people at the same time about what the human zoos were, I mean, human zoos really did exist in the past, then it would have went down a little differently. Sarah Myers, a blogger who started a Change.org position against Exhibit B, had this to say in the following interview.
There are better ways to educate people about the atrocities. A lot of people have said they didn't know about the human zoos. Well, let's talk about the human zoos and why they were here. A lot of people don't know, and you certainly won't learn from the exhibit that this was about the hierarchy of race. It was about scientific experiment on African people, and up until 1956, human zoos were still in place. So there's a better way to educate than putting on an exhibition with real life people in chains and in cages. It's bad taste completely. London is a multicultural city. It is a city that the Barbican did not anticipate, because, you know, every time we speak to them, we're told, oh, 13 other countries found this exhibition to be brilliant and moving and etc, etc. Londoners have said no, we don't find it any of those things. We don't want to see this. This isn't right. This is distasteful. This is disrespectful, and this is offensive. So the Barbican miscalculated and need to acknowledge that they were wrong.
The exhibit was cancelled after 150 protesters stormed past the barricades and blocked the entrance, were basically blocked in all of the performers, and kept out all of the people who paid to see the exhibit. And this happened on opening night, and afterward the Barbican just cancelled all of the appearances and all of the rest of the week for the exhibit. I think it was a right move on their part. I'm not one that usually talks about the arts, because I think the arts needs to be pushed. I think just this exhibit probably had the wrong artist, to be honest with you. Let me know what you think in the comments below.